Back in the shop. It has been a while since I got a video out. I pushed one out really quick last weekend. You probably saw it. We've got Brandon Crover and Send It Racing stuff here at the shop. Got his trailer here, his truck's inside. Got a new hauler over there, new Freightliner rig to pull this beast. Picked it up last weekend while Brandon was here. We did some, as you saw in the last video, did some shock refreshening, just putting new seals and stuff in, getting ready for the next race. I'm finally able to make it out in the shop. Been super busy. Just haven't had a chance to make it out here and do anything that was interesting at all, really. And it's been really hot, but the temperatures have come down, so I'm going to take the opportunity to get out here and get some stuff done. One thing I did do just while the guys were here is I replaced my cable linkage with some nice linked up and heimed up mechanical linkage for the fuel injection. Much more responsive. I was getting a lot of stretch in those cables, and it actually hung open on me one time, so put a little bit of doubt in my mind about the reliability of the cable. So I went with a really good, I think I got it from Summit, might have been Speedway, but it's just a universal carburetor or throttle body linkage kit. So I threw that in there. What I'm going to try to do today, this radiator that I put in here is really nice. It's a 4-core, but I was able to pick up from a good friend of mine here in the area a nice Ron Davis 5-core, and it's I don't know what you call it, dual flow, or yeah, I don't know what you call them, but the coolant comes in and actually does 2 passes. Oh, maybe that's what it's called, 2-pass radiator. But it comes in and it fills this chamber up here. You can see this weld, and it flows this way, and then it trickles down in this tank and goes that way. So it's a dual pass radiator, and everybody knows Ron Davis is top of the line. So I'm gonna put that radiator in, and I'm gonna build a new fan shroud, one that spaces the fans about an inch or so away from the radiator, create a larger negative pressure box, if you will, and that enables you to utilize the entire surface area of the radiator instead of just the circumferences of the fans. My shroud, it's been retrofitted to different size radiators over the years, and it's only spaced off about, oh, I don't know, probably 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 an inch if I'm lucky. But I want to space it out. I've got the room, so I want to space it out a little further, create a better shroud. And we've got the cooling issue knocked. It's doing really well, but I mean, I want to stay on top of it and get it as cool as possible. Our next race is in October, and it's going to be a lot cooler, so that'll play into our benefit. But I don't want to bet on that. I want to get this thing running super cool. Outside of that, everything else is done. I've went through and I've nutted and bolted everything. I've checked all the heims. All the shocks are good. Nothing's leaking. I'm just going to touch up the nitrogen pressure on them. No coolant leaks. Everything is looking good. And unlike last time, I didn't make any huge changes that will come back and bite us. And testing has been doing really well. Brandon is going to come back here in a few weeks, and we're either going to go to Barstow, we might go to Prim, just depends on timing, or we might just test here. But we're going to spend an entire weekend and test both trucks. Just get a lot of running time on them and make sure everything's shaken down and ready to go. Other than that, yeah, I can't think of anything else. The only big project I want to do outside of the truck is get my trailer done. I've got all the sheet metal to finish it and get the compartments and everything welded onto it. A good solid day, maybe 2, and I should be able to have it done. And then yeah, I think that's it. Getting the truck rewrapped for sure, like a complete body wrap. So that'll be in future videos. Other than that, that's where I'm at. So again, apologize for not having a video out in a while, like a month and a half, maybe even 2. crazy bad on my part, but just been, like I said, just super busy. I've had the opportunity to become a racing performance driver instructor for a local racetrack here, and I've been doing the training and stuff on that, teaching people, well, pretty much learning new driving techniques myself, because I haven't done much road course circuit racing. So I've been there a few months, and I'm really enjoying it, learning a lot, and that's what's been taking up my time a little bit. I plan on just doing it here and there, maybe part-time or something, but the opportunity was presented to me, and I thought it was a good, again, a good opportunity for me to improve myself and stay busy and yeah, have some fun. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, if you're watching, please like and subscribe. Got to get back on that trick again. And then pay attention to the Instagram, because Brandon and I are going to be putting out a lot of stuff, and over the next month and a half until October race. The next race is the Virginia City to Tonopah. I can't remember the actual title of it, but it's a Legacy Vora race. If you're interested, go to Legacy Off-Road or Vora Off-Road and check it out. It's the middle of October. We'll be up there for about a week, maybe a week and a half for that race. So that's where I'm at. All right. Can't think of anything else. I'm just kind of rambling right now, so I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna try to film this up and see how far I can get today before it gets to be 150 degrees. All right, later. Coolant looks good, so that's good. There's no rust or crappy chunks or anything. So the only thing is that radiator doesn't have a heat exchanger in it for the transmission. We're going through the diffuser, but it doesn't have an internal cooler, so I'm gonna have to run an external one again. I have that big one there, and I'm gonna try to mount it probably on the face of the radiator, so it'll be fastened somehow in here. That way the fans can draw air through it. I don't want to have to run 2 more fans and do electrical. I want to keep this as simple as possible and less stuff to go wrong. So it's probably what I'll do. I am gonna have to modify the way it's mounted a little bit. The other radiator is just flat on top with vertical mounting holes, so I'll modify the upper mount. The bottom mount's pretty easy. I'll just put a flat plate there for that to rest on, and then I'll be able to bolt it straight to it. So a little bit of fab, not much. It'll be pretty easy. Let this thing cool. This thing holds a crazy amount of coolant. It's like 8 gallons, I think. So it's gonna take a minute to drain. But while it's doing that, I'll work on getting this thing out. that didn't work out as cleanly as I had hoped it did. I was hoping to keep the coolant just off the floor as much as possible so I don't have to sit in it, but I got it out this far. This thing's really heavy. Fans and everything on it. And it has to go out the bottom, so I had to tilt it forward and then kind of slide it down out the bottom that way. And it's kind of a booger by yourself, but I'll get it. This is the little platform here. I'll just put tabs on it. Nice rubber cushion, a little thicker than what's already on there. Weld some tabs on it. It'll sit right on top of that, just like before. And then these are the mounts, the new ones. So off the current ones, I'll just make tabs that go out and bolt it in there, nice and secure. And then here you can see how thin the shroud is. It doesn't come off the radiator very far. So I'll change that. So I'm letting all this trickle out. There's a lot of coolant in there. Try to mop it up so I don't have to sit in it, and then I'll pull it out. Alright, so I got the fans off. And now I'm going to start making a new shroud. So I realized I never really have done a video on a finger brake. Sometimes they're called box and shelf brakes, or shelf and box brakes, or something like that. Anyway, I call it a finger brake because it has these steel fingers pretty much, and you can remove them to accommodate bends like this. If this was just solid, I wouldn't be able to bend up because this bend here will hit, right? So a finger brake enables you to remove these so you have room for those to bend up into and get as maximum bend in this. This is a little tall, so I kind of have to push it over a little bit so I can get most of the bend, and I can finish it out with a hammer. But that's what a finger brake is. Yeah. So here, I'll try to hold it while I bend it up. Bends it up. And that's pretty much it. I have to use two hands because I got to push this one over, but that's pretty much it. This comes up and creates the bend, and this is your cam lock here that pushes this down on it, pinches it tight, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, let me finish this out here. I'll finish this out with a hammer, and then I'll weld these seams up here. I might just leave it just like that. Let me show you. So I noticed on this radiator it had this little lip here. So I made this little bend, notched it up. So this is the bottom. So basically it'll fit in there like that, and I don't have to worry about any kind of fastener or anything. And then the channel that this will sit on, or the plate that this will sit on and bolt to, will be in the truck. I had these flared out a little bit because that's the maximum I could get the brake to bend them, just because of the tall end over here. But I was gonna bend these all the way over and then weld them, but I kind of like how it's angled like that. And I'm gonna put like a weather stripping seal in here so it seals up nice and tight. So now I'm kind of contemplating leaving it like that, and then this will bolt on the top here nice and tight so it won't go anywhere. And I'll cut the fan holes. Then I'll just use the template. I'll use this old Shroud as a template for those. Use a jigsaw to cut it out. I kind of like this. I might leave it like that. Fits pretty well. Pretty good seal. And it's the distance I want. You know, it's about an inch. I went about I think it was about an inch and 5/8. No, it was an inch and a quarter. So it's an inch and a quarter high off of it, which is perfect. What it does is it creates a negative space in here, which pulls air through the entire surface area of the radiator, instead of just where the fans are. It's pulling a negative pressure through the whole entire thing. All right, I'm gonna do some thinking because I kind of like this. I might leave it, and then I'll seal this up with weather stripping. Okay, got some schmutz on the camera. All right, I got these cut out. I didn't realize the camera had died, or maybe it overheated, I don't know, but it didn't get me cutting it out, which is probably a good thing because I was using the little jigsaw, and this stuff is just flopping around like crazy, so I had to fight it, but that is it. Fans will fit on there nicely. I'm gonna get them fitted on there now. Gotta drill the holes for the mounts, and then I'll probably put some more of the little little sheet metal screws that I had on the inside just for extra security, and I'll file these out and clean them up. But this has turned out really good. It'll be nice that it's all one piece. This other shroud, man, I've had this thing forever, and it's gone through multiple trucks, and it's been morphed and changed many times, so get rid of that finally. So, all right, I'm gonna get this cleaned up and get the fans on it.
That turned out way better than expected.
Get you over here. But this little slip-in idea here worked out really good. I'll seal this up. I'll put weather stripping all the way around it so it gets a nice good seal, but it's good and sturdy. And putting an 1.5 inch spacing here, you can see in there, it gave me almost probably a good 2 inches, if not a little bit more, spacing between the fan blades and the fan. So it'll be really good to create a good negative pressure in this entire box. I lost one of the little nut certs that I was using to fasten them. It must have fell off the table, so I gotta find it or just go get another one. But that's for this little guy here. It'll thread through there with this little screw. Bam. So there it is. It's about 90% done. Looks a lot cleaner than the old one. So for the bottom, back over to the truck, it'll rest on here. I'll probably weld a tab on it and fill this with rubber. I have some thick rubber. I'll glue in there. I'll weld a tab here that'll line up with the mounting holes on the bottom of the radiator, and it'll just rest there, and then I'll bolt it down. And then for the top, let's see if I can get you in there so you can see. For the top, the old one had bolts that went through, and there was a flange that went up and down on the top of the radiator, and it bolted through it. But now this is all flat, So I think what I'll do is I'll just weld a long tab out like this with a bolt that goes down, and then it'll fasten like that. Should be a really simple fab, but it's gonna have to wait for another day because I gotta wrap it up, get some stuff inside the house done. So yeah, that's cool. Got the shroud done. Right on. All right, once I get this done, hopefully have this done, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll finish this up Thursday, and then I'll get all the tins back on the truck and get the wheels back on it, get the floor pan back under it and everything, and then I'm gonna push it out, and we got to get measurements with the glass on it because Brandon's wrap guy up in Oregon is gonna make the wrap for me and then ship it to me, and we'll put the wrap on. But I'm gonna strip the body down of all the stickers, take everything off down to bare, and then start over with a wrap that has everything on it. And the wrap is gonna look pretty cool. Brandon and I put our heads together and came up with a really cool idea. I won't tell you what it's going to look like, but I can say that you'll be able to tell that we're kind of partner teams. Yeah, kind of sister teams, I guess, or partner teams. So it's going to look badass. But anyway, we'll get that. So my point is with that, where I was going with it, I want to get this buttoned up and get the glass on it so I can get the measurements to Nathan, the wrap guy, this weekend, so he can start on it next week, hopefully, as soon as possible. The sooner I get it, the better, because I'm not a wrapping expert, and it's going to take me quite a while, unless I can find somebody in the Prump area that knows how to wrap and wants to make some side cash. There's always that possibility. So, and then once I do that, I'm going to pull everything out of this shop and clean it. It's like Hurricane Katrina came through and wiped everything out. So all right, that's where I'm at. I'll try to get this video out real quick, and then we'll get back on track. We got a lot of testing and everything, good exciting stuff coming up. And I also got a drone, so I'm going to try to learn how to use that. It's a drone with a camera, so I can get some good footage. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out Send It Baja Racing, and also go to Torcon Industries. That's my business partner, Henry, and his wife Marcel. And if you haven't noticed on our Instagram and a little bit on the YouTube, we've got our production line of suspension components and stuff that we're getting really close to launch. Got online catalog, a printed catalog, working on getting a trailer wrapped up so we can start going to shows like SEMA and stuff and start pushing it. We have, I think, 3 chassis built now. One's a full roller, or 2 chassis and one's a full roller. And it's going to be going up for sale here pretty soon. It's badass. It's made to the 2024 score rulebook, which is all the tubing thickness changes that are coming up. So I'd like to say that we're a little ahead of the game on that. So affordable prices, quality product, a lot of weld it yourself kits that fit together without fixtures. So go to Torcon Industries and check it out. Go to PB Racecraft or Parabellum Racecraft, ours, and check it out there, because I've got them all listed with all this specs and everything on it. And yeah, see what you think. If you're interested, give us a call. All right, enough of that. See you next time. Bye.